Okay, so I uploaded the other day a video of an interview that Warren Buffett did. One of the more in-depth interviews. I feel like every year or so he does a interview, and it's usually pretty long and pretty detailed, and it's always full of some incredible gems. And this one was no different. So 2 hour long interview. I shared it on my Facebook page. But I want to tell you a little bit about the two lessons that I pulled out of that. One, it was awesome for us deal makers because it really reiterates the importance of the strategy that we're implementing day in and day out. And it was around a question about what Warren was up to in the fourth quarter of last year. And so the interviewer asked him, it seemed like you had a ton of cash. And this is one of the beautiful things. One of my recommendations in the book that I give for anybody interested in deal making or private equity is the fact that you can go and read, and somebody actually took the time to, because it's so valuable, to put it all together in a book that you can buy if you don't want to just go and search and read all of the letters. But it's Warren Buffett's letters to the shareholders. And this is a unique thing to be able to go through. And from the very beginning, from the very first acquisition and the very first deals that he was doing up until today, and read all of those letters and updates that go into the strategies that he's used and kind of the ups and downs of the fund and all of that. So definitely recommend that you go and read that. But one of the things that she was asking is, according to their books, they had a ton of cash that was sitting on the sidelines in the fourth quarter. And Warren was talking about all of the opportunities that he sees in the market and some of the stocks that he likes, and things that he feels like is inexpensive, and all of that. And she asked him, like, well, if you think there's so many opportunities out there, why didn't you take some of that money and invest it and buy some stocks? And he basically told them the reason was really simple. He had a deal that he wanted to buy, and he basically had a quote where he said, the one thing that I will always like more than stocks is buying a business. So anytime that I have an opportunity to buy a business, I will keep cash and literally make nothing, or keep it in treasury, make barely an amount that's going to keep up with inflation, and risk losing money and losing the opportunity if I have the opportunity to buy a business. So that was really cool, just for him to make that statement, because it's one of the things that's always been frustrating to me is how, like, all these stock people and financial advisors, they always quote Warren Buffett as if he is a stock market investor, but like literally the stock market is just where he sits his money until he can buy a deal, and he'll even sit the money just in cash rather than buy stock. He is a business buyer and a deal maker, and so that part was really cool. And he's still actively trying to buy things in the market that we're in right now. A lot of people say we're at the top of the market, but that affects people. And I'm going to do a video on this because one of the clients talked about it. But that affects people a lot more when they are in the stock market than when you're buying a strong business. So that was one thing that was cool. The other thing that I felt like was really interesting for us as deal makers is she talked about how in his portfolio he has some deals that aren't doing well at all. And we know that that's just a part of it. It's like, you got these businesses that aren't doing well, let's talk about those and that kind of thing. He's like, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about it. Of course, we have deals that aren't going well. And it's one of those things where I think a lot of people think that if you're smart enough, or you do enough due diligence, or you are the best deal maker in the world, like Warren Buffett is, that you can avoid bad deals. And that is just not the case. You're going to have some deals that you lose money on. You're going to have some deals that go bad. And the only way to avoid those is by having a diversified portfolio. And not avoid them, but the only way that you protect yourself against against the devastation of having a deal that goes bad is having a portfolio. It's one of the things that we do as a group of people that are either starting private equity funds and we work together, or people that are just doing deals. Is it's crucial. I'm helping people start private equity funds because I want to be able to invest in their deals, have them invest in our deals, because it's one of the things that private equity funds understand. Like, you have to have a diversified portfolio. Just because you're buying a business doesn't get rid of the simple logic that's used in every business ever and investment decision ever, which is don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's one of the reasons that I'm against entrepreneurship and starting a business from scratch, is that you have to pour so much of your time, you have to pour so much of your money into a single business, and the odds are just against that working. So we want to take the opposite track. We want to have a diversified portfolio. So it's again, one of the reasons that I want more people doing deals, one of the reasons that I want more private equity funds out there, and I'm helping people start them, is because I want those people to be able to cooperate and do deals together the same way that large private equity funds. When you look at large private equity funds, what will happen is you have a lead fund that's actively doing a deal. You have the other people that are bringing money, resources, connections to that deal and creating value for that business, but they cooperate and do things together because they understand that, hey, we want these high returns, but we've got to protect ourselves and have a diversified portfolio. So here is the thing, guys. If you think that you are smart enough to avoid doing a bad deal, just understand that not even the Oracle himself, not even the great Warren Buffett, who I will tell you right now, not only is he absolutely brilliant, but he also has Charlie Munger, and that's my dream. I want to be the Black Charlie Munger one day. But these guys are just wise beyond 99.9% of the people on earth. It's amazing that somehow the stars brought them together. But you're not going to beat them. You're not going to be able to avoid doing deals that lose money. And so the only way to protect yourself is by gathering with some other folks and doing multiple deals and investing in each other's deals, or having a portfolio yourself. Hopefully this was valuable. You guys are listening to me, and be sure to subscribe. Going to be talking more about private equity and funds, and that seems like something that people are interested in. But be sure to subscribe. If you're interested in learning more about what we're up to, feel free to shoot me an email, ace@acechapman.com.